Good evening, ladies, and welcome to the While UpNet. This is Melanie, AG4YL. Haven't figured out if I'm actually net control this evening or alternate net control, but it doesn't really matter because we're all here. We all kind of make this net happen together. We meet every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Echo Link ALARA Conference node. Be sure to invite all YLs you know to join us. We ask that only YLs or female ham radio operators check in and participate. The purpose of this net is to encourage you to become and stay active with amateur radio, help each other improve our operating knowledge and skills, and have fun. For more ham fun between monthly nets, check out the While UpNet Facebook group. During the net, be sure to join us in the NFARL Do Drop In chat room by opening any web browser and going to nfarl.dodropin.org. Just put your name - call sign in the box and then click Login. YLs who would like to check in, please give us your call sign, name, and current location, and don't forget that there is a 3 to 4 second delay when transmitting through Echolink, and keep in mind connected repeaters, reflectors, and other nodes. This is Melanie, AG4YL. We will now begin taking check-ins. Please call now.
Kilo Alpha 7, Sierra Kilo Yankee, Sky and Gardner, Washington.
Alpha Echo 7, Mike Bravo, Battleground, Washington.
Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Hotel Uniform in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
KC9YL, Ann in Wisconsin.
WA4YL, Dawn in Hudson, Florida.
Okay, well, there's a lot more out there, but we'll go ahead and roll with who we have so far. In check-ins, we have KA7SKY Sky from Washington, AE7MB Margaret, also from Washington, VA3WHU from Ontario, KC9YL Ann from Wisconsin, and WA4YL Dawn from Florida. Let's go ahead and continue taking check-ins. Everyone that wants to check into the net this evening, please give us your name, call sign, and your state. Please call now.
This is Whiskey 3 Lima Echo Oscar, Leah in Oklahoma.
This is AC4YL, Catherine in Marietta, Georgia.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and roll with this, what we have so far. I'd like to welcome W3LEO Leah from Oklahoma. Really great audio. It's loud and clear. It's not like overdriven or anything. It's really right there. Catherine AC4YL from Georgia. And there's a few other people up in there, and as they pop on, I also see VE3BHG April. Good evening to you. I have you in the log. Good to see you on this evening. And if we have time, because I just don't even promise anything, because it never works out, I will go and there we go. We'll call for check-ins toward the end, but half the time we try to make that happen. I'm the worst at it. Catherine's a little easier to get. I also see Nisi KA1ULN. Good evening to you. I have you in the log. Not sure where you popped in. The Echolink names the list rolls up and down, so I may miss somebody and get you a little out of order, but like I said, we'll get you in the log as we see you on the Echolink server here and consider you in. I think that is everybody. So, get my tabs here. I sort of ran in here and was running a little behind because I could not find my sparkling water. It's just not a party without sparkling water, so I had to go and dig that up. And I'm making sure that I got everybody in here and we're all caught up. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. This evening, I'll backtrack a little bit. Over various nets this year. Now let me pause. Okay. Also welcoming Carrie Can for JAK. We'll get you in the log. And also, I see Catherine put in Marianne, KI7QDM. Lots of new calls, and maybe not like brand new. A couple of you have probably been on the net a few times, but newer. Let's put it that way. I joined this net probably within 3 months of when it was started, back in late 14, early 15, and it started in October 14. So when I say new, please take that with a grain of salt. Catherine adds that there were 14 check-ins on that very first net, October 2nd, 2014. Yeah, I remember the year. I just couldn't remember when I started jumping in there. Yes, Dawn, you were there in the beginning. Dawn was there in the beginning. A lot of the gals, a few of the gals on tonight was here in the beginning, and Margaret and Nisi's been here for a long time as well. Anne's been here for a while, but not with that call. So yeah, there's a few of you all that are have been with the net for a long time, even longer than myself. So this year, in some of our previous nets, we had talked briefly about sprints and what sprints were, and the sprint earlier this year. Well, I think we came up and mentioned a few, but I hadn't been on one, although I understood the concept of it. And a sprint is really made, if you like to hunt and pounce, this is the game for you. Let me pause for reset. And the reason is because you're only going to make 1 or 2 QSOs before you have to move the VFO to another. Methods of contesting, if you will. I'll just say operating event, if you will. And one of them is running a frequency, or running, and the other is hunt and pounce. When you run a frequency, you find a empty frequency or available frequency, and you start calling CQ, and you are the pileup. So people come to you, and you work, hopefully, a pileup coming at you, wanting to work you. And you just sit there on that frequency until you run out of people or the band dies. And these days it's been the latter more than the former. And the other way to negotiate is hunt and pounce. Now, I love to hunt and pounce. That's kind of my thing. I really love to hunt and pounce. The exception was when I was doing National Parks on the Air activations in 2016. That is all about you run a frequency. You sit there and you call CQ National Parks on the Air and wait for them to come to you. And you do the same thing if you're working WWFF, KFF. Where you're out operating portable, SOTA, all that kind of thing. You're not hunting and pouncing, you're going to run that frequency. But for our purposes tonight, we're going to discuss the benefits of one over the other, and in sprints, it's going to be hunt and pounce. The reason for this is a sprint is just that. It's a game of leapfrog where you hear somebody, I love that. I have to stop here. Dawn said, I love to hunt and pounce. The VFO is my fidget spinner for radio. That's just so perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So I found a really great description for hunt and pounce in the North American SSB Sprint contest that's coming up this weekend. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But their description is very good on that. I'm going to pause for a reset. Their description says, Catherine looked at it, and we were talking about this. Which page did you find that on, Catherine? Is that the first one? I could have swore it was... Oh, what is a sprint contest? All right, so this is from ssbsprint.com, and it's kind of their opening page, if you will, and it is it's actually here first. They have a great descriptor. It's a really nice website. It's really clean, and it's a great descriptor. The Sprint's unique QSY requirements eliminate the usual approach in many contests of dominant stations sitting on one frequency and running others. These are contests of constant motion. The tips and tricks page here is kind of fun. Unlike most contests, sprints have a QSY rule that prevents contestants from CQing on the same frequency over and over and over. If you call CQ and then work a station, you must QSY at least 5 kilohertz before you can call CQ again, or at least 1 kilohertz before calling another station. What does that mean? It means you've got to move. You've got to vacate that frequency. So if you choose to find an empty frequency, call CQ, and you work a station, you got to go. Now, what do they mean by 1 kilohertz before calling another station, or 5 kilohertz before you call CQ again? Well, what that means is is that you move over 1 kilohertz, you hear somebody else calling CQ, you can go ahead and call them back and work them. But if you want to go find a frequency and call CQ yourself, you've got to go at least 5. I know that sounds a little complicated. It really isn't. It really isn't. Let me pause for reset. Okay, and I note Andrew at K2EZ is with us. And I don't think I got Patricia in here yet, so let me get you guys into the log real quick here. And I can get all official about it. And welcome K2EZ Andrea from New Jersey. VE4, DEH, Patricia. There you go. You are in the log as well. Patricia is from Manitoba. And we got you in there. I like to make those comments where everybody is. So we got you all in the log. And KK4USM, she's listening on RF on our new HT. So welcome to you. And if you can hear us well, please, if you need to get some helpful advice on how to hook up your Echolink on your computer, we can always help you with that. Lots of us here can help you handle that. Let's see here. I've got K4USM and KN4FTZ. Okay. This takes longer and longer as I get rolling. You'd think it would get easier for me, and it doesn't. Hey, you know what? I could put myself in the log. How about that? Because, like, I'm here. How's that? You know, if anybody wants to ever try their hand at being net control, and you're always welcome, just email myself or Catherine at our call signs at arrl.net and tell us you'd be interested in doing some or all of the net. Let me pause for reset. And just note, Rachel KN4FTZ just upgraded to general. Congratulations. And now you have more of the HF bands, a lot more of the HF bands up for you to play voice. So have a good time. I don't know exactly where you are, but for you gals here in Georgia, it's not the closest club, but I think it's probably one of the best clubs. That would be North Fulton Amateur Radio League, and you don't need to be in North Fulton to join, but they've got an outstanding team, a great bunch of folks in that club, and they have a nice club loaner program. There are a few other clubs in the area that are very good as well. Alfred Memorial and Gwinnett Amateur Radio Society, those are both good clubs as well. I don't know what their policies are, but they're really nice clubs, and we know several people from them. So check it out and take advantage of your local club. And that goes for anybody out there that is, if you're new to the hobby and you need some help with loaning equipment. If your club doesn't have a loaner program, there might be some members of the club that have some equipment lying around that they'd be willing to loan for you to have some fun until you can see what you like and get your own equipment. So back to our discussion of hunting, pouncing, and running a frequency. When you're in a sprint, hunting and pouncing has an immediate advantage because you can, when you hunt and pounce, you just scroll up and down that vehicle. Wait till you can hear somebody try to, if you can't work them unless you can hear them, wait until you can hear them and you think you can make a complete QSO with them, and then try to break through the pileup, if there is one, throw out your call and see if they hear you, and keep doing this until you initiate a contact. With a sprint, you have the advantage of when you do make that contact, then it's your frequency. So traditionally with hunting and pouncing, you literally hunt, pounce, and QSY, move to another frequency. Hunt, pounce, move to another frequency. Hunt, pounce, move to try to find somebody else. Hunt, pounce, go back on the hunt again. And you do this around and around and around. In a sprint, you hunt, pounce, then that's yours. There'll be somebody out there that wants to talk to you. You take that frequency, so you can work 2 for 1. Pause for a reset. And good evening, Alita. Good to see you in this evening. I have you in the log. And we welcome Alita WA7AL. And she is from Utah. So good evening to you. And we were discussing sprints and hunting and pouncing versus running a frequency. We had this discussion a couple months ago on the net, and we also talked about sprints and kind of how they work. It's a leapfrog of sorts. Well, there's a sprint coming up this weekend. It is 4 hours. It is the North American SSB Sprint Contest. Let me clarify something for you ladies real quick. There's the North American Sprint Contest, and it is put on by the NCJ, the National Contest Journal, which is the contest journal of the ARRL, but it's considered an NCJ, and you go to ncj.com, I think, or anyway, and you can find out about the North American Sprint Contest. They have 4 a year, already in a CW in the spring and already in a CW in the fall. Then there was a spin-off contest, and it's called the North American SSB Sprint Contest. And that is actually independently organized by the North American SSB Sprint Committee. So it's independent from the North American Sprint Contest, without the SSB in the title. That is the CW and RIDI contest sponsored by the NCJ. So that's just a little bit of, keep it from getting confusing, because when I was first looking at this, it was a little confusing to me. So we're talking about the North American SSB Sprint Contest. There's also one in the spring and one in the fall. This is the springtime one. It is this weekend. It's technically April 8th from 0000 to 0359. What does that mean? That means it's on Friday night for the East Coast from 8 to midnight. If you're Central, it's from 7 to 11. If you're Mountain, it's from 6 to 10. And if you're Pacific, it's from 5 to 9. Let me pause for a reset. And we are also joined by Ann, WB1ARU. Good evening to you. Ann is from Massachusetts. I'm going to get you on the log here. There you go. Good to see you on this evening. And we have been following your Wednesday evening WildNet calls and little advertisements, if you will, in a sense. And so I hope that's been working out really good for you, and Wilds have been getting on there. And all you ladies that want to play some HF, and WB1ARU has been doing the YL HFnet 14288 when 20 meters is not completely flat. If it is, it'll go over to 40 meters. Normally that's been on Thursdays at 9 o'clock for forever, and she's been finding Wednesdays at 9 o'clock are really good days for her as well, and obviously for some YLs out there, and they've been posting on the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the YL UpNet Facebook group, just go to facebook.com and search groups for YL UpNet, and there's also a link to the YL UpNet on both mine and Catherine's QRZ page, which is qrz.com. and our call signs. Just look up our call signs and you'll see the link right there. The North American Sprint is Saturday night then, okay, or Saturday evening. And it's 4 hours long, and you can do a partial or a full. If you go to the Sprint website, you can go ahead and you can hit the little tab there that says Planned Activity, and you can submit your plans. This isn't a contract. If you don't make it, you don't make it. But what they like to see is somebody from every state, because they have some really cool certificates and what they call door prizes, okay? The door prizes here are not based on your score. Let me pause for reset. That is what's so fun about this particular contest. They call them door prizes because it's not based on a score. Everybody that submits a log with at least 1,500 points, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so much. It's about 50 QSOs with 30 multipliers. It's not that much. Will be entered in a random drawing for door prizes. So you kind of go into a barrel and you just pull it out. So you have as much chance. It's not like, well, I didn't score enough to win a prize. No, everybody is equally able to get to 1,500 points. You're going to be in a drawing. And they have 31 prizes. They've got like Gigaparts gift certificates and ICOM sponsored nice North American SSB Sprint t-shirts that they give away. And then if you work all states in 4 hours, and it's been done, it's hard, but you can do it. It's been done. You can get a worked all state, and if you work all the Canadian multipliers, you get a extra special T-shirt for working all states and all Canadian multipliers. You can get a high score plaque, and just about anybody can get an achievement certificate. So if you get at least 1,200 points, which is about 40 QSOs with 30 multipliers, you get a nice participation certificate. And they're PDF, you download them, they're really nice. So it's all about participation. And of course, if you're top 10 scores in your power category, and top scores in each state in each power class. So you've got a lot of ability to you have a lot of ability there to actually get a little something put on your wall. It's kind of fun, right? So please check it out, look at it, and I've got a query for the ladies that are on the net this evening. Let me pause for reset, and we'll go into that. Spring, and I cannot remember which contest it was. They kind of run together with me, and it's been a heck of a year so far for me, so forgive me. But Ria N2RJ said her contest club was not interested in participating as a club. Asked us if we wanted to put together a team from between 2 and 5, and a few of us did. I was probably the weak link in the team, to be honest with you, because I ended up having to work. I had a really bad schedule, and I ended up having to work those days, and it was kind of screwed up. I did not get to spend much time. The bands weren't great, and I didn't contribute real well to the team. However, this works the same way for the North American SSB Sprint Contest, okay? They have a team registration. You can put a team together. It's really easy to do, 2 to 5 people. So you need at least 2 and no more than 5. And if you get more than 5, you can just make another team. So you can have 3, 4 teams and just up to 5 members. Now, each team member still uses his or her own call sign throughout the contest, submits their own individual score and log. Nothing in that changes. You're still going to qualify for your reward or awards and qualify for your certificates and everything like that. But, just as in the team earlier this year, you just put your team name usually in the soap box when you submit your score. There's always a soap box on a Cabrilla log. Submit your team name, and on the other end of it, whoever the team, I don't know if you'd call it a team captain, but whoever is in charge of doing the team registry, they call it the team manager, they will put the list, the number of people in the team. Let me pause for reset. There we go. Dawn, WA4YL, brings up that she'll be doing the Florida State Parks on the air on Saturday. This time of year, there's QSO parties and there are state parks on the air parties. A lot of really nice. These are nice events to participate in and get involved in. In fact, my first QSO with Dawn, WA4YL, was during the Georgia QSO party last year. People love the Georgia QSO party. It's a good one. It's a good one. And the Alita says the rookie roundup is on April 15th. And I mentioned it last week, and I thought it was 2 years. It's 3 years or less, but it has to be, it's not 3 calendar. It's hard to explain. If you were licensed in 2015, you can't participate. But if you were licensed in 2016, you can. Does that make sense? 16, 17, 18, I think is how they count it. They don't count it like, well, I've been licensed less than 3 years in actual days. It doesn't work that way. It works by the year that you were licensed in. However, remember that rookies need to talk to somebody. And when I played Rookie Roundup, I talked to a lot of people that weren't rookies. And they are necessary. You need to have those people on the other end that are smooth, can give you the confidence, can tell you it's okay, you're doing a great job, to help you, to give you some tips, to armor you. So even if you're not a rookie, I encourage you to participate in Rookie Roundup and be the other side of a rookie's QSO, to help them get that confidence, to feel like they're doing okay. Because if you ever participate in a Rookie Roundup, you know it's exciting, but it's a little scary too. Let me pause for reset. And we welcome Linda, KC8PKY. Thank you, Catherine, by the way, for popping this in there for me. I'm going to go ahead and put you in the log real quick. Dawn is hanging out with me on my connection, so I don't have a list, which is just fine, because you pop that stuff in there and keep me on to keep me on my toes over here on this end. So, for those that have just joined us, and to give everybody a quick recap, because I feel like I'm a little unorganized, and I probably am. I just had a lot of stuff going on, so I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. That's not what it's about. But I'm going to try to keep it together and give you ladies the best net I possibly can when I can do it. And I'll probably end up passing this over to Catherine before it's all over with. I try to give her a break because she is trying to make sure that there's a backup recording done on this net. She's trying to keep everything together on that end. She is monitoring the NARFL Dewdrop In chat room on that end, and she's watching the Echolink list, and she's trying to keep all this stuff together on all these screens, and she has a lot to do on that end. So please bear with me through my scatteredness, and I promise in in 2 or 3 weeks things will be much better. So, that being said, I think that we ought to do a team. I think it would be fun to put together a team. Remember, you do not have to be, you do not even have to be a general if you have an Elmer or member of your club or somebody that's willing to be control operator in these bands. This particular contest is only on 3 bands, 20, 40, and 80. That's it, 3 bands. It's only 4 hours long. So you've got, that's it. It's pretty easy. Let me pause for reset. And let me see if I have this already in here. Cancel. Nope. No, I don't want to do that. I want to minimize this. So, you hear us mention Scott, who does the contest logs that we enjoy so much. His call sign's N3FJP. His company's name is Affirmatech. And he does a wonderful job. His programs are not free, but they're worth every penny. They're wonderful, they're clean, they're easy, and you can download them and try to decide if you even want to do them. Our club had it for Field Day, and that's where I fell in love with it. And I tried some of the other free programs out there. They were complicated. And when our club changed Field Day, changed to another logging program to try it out, I was not happy. I'm like, I'm not going to use this. It's too complicated, and it crashes and doesn't work half the time. N3FJP is smooth and always works. So how this works is you have a simple exchange, and it is based on the somewhat on the ARL November Sweepstakes radiogram exchange, like the ARL radiogram. You have to put your call in as part of the exchange. So my exchange, and if you have N3FJP and you've downloaded this North American SSB Sprint contest log, it'll tell you right there on the bottom what your exchange is. In my case, it's AG4YL 001, Mel, Mike Echo Lima, and Georgia. That's the exchange. It's your call sign, a consecutive serial number, your name, and your state. Pause for reset. For those that aren't familiar with what a serial number is, a serial number is simply the number of CUSA that you have made in the contest. So your first contact will have serial number 001, that's what you will give them. Your second contact will be serial 002, that's what you will give that contact, and so forth and so on, ascending. Your 15th contact will be 015. And they will give you a serial number in return. If they're a North American station, they will give you a serial. I believe if they're not, they just need to give you, I'm trying to remember this. I've only just really started looking at this today, and this was just one of like 8 things that were on my plate today. SPC, yeah, you're going to get a serial from them too, it looks like. Call, number, name, and state, province, country. It's not sections, it's just state, province, and country. Pretty easy. And all the details are, I mean, you leaders are smart. All the details are on the website for the North American SSB Sprint Contest. You can read all about it. But if you want to contribute to a team score, again, you still use your own call sign. You still submit your own scores. You still do your own thing. You just put the team name if you want to contribute to a team as well, because you can get a team award too, as well as your individual award. You just put that team name into the soapbox when you upload your score. So I'd like to get some ladies here that's with us this evening to play radio this weekend on this short little sprint Saturday night from 8 to midnight Eastern Time, Saturday night, Saturday evening. And I'd like to see if you guys are interested in putting together a little team. It's just for fun. It's just to put together a team. It doesn't mean you have to score high or you can disappoint. Like I said, I was a weak link in the team last time, but I just did it to have fun. It's fun to know that you're participating in a group, but you're still doing your own call and your own log. Let me pause. And I'm also rolling up here in the chat, and Dawn mentions that she's going to help the rookies on Rookie Roundup. That'll be nice. She's been a ham 8 years, so she's going to be on the other end to give the rookies somebody to talk to. And that's what it is. Rookie Roundup is so, I don't know, I just think it's a sweet contest. It really is cool. I had a lot of fun. I could only participate in one because I was licensed in December of 14. Well, that just knocks that whole year out for me. So I participated one time, and that was it. I couldn't participate the next year. So, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing it. It was really quite neat. I participated in 16, and it was a lot of fun, and I remember it very fondly. It was a very fun, really nice. There's a lot of nice. All you got to do is tell me you're interested in forming a team, and I'll tell you what the team name is going to be, and you just tell me, and I'll put you down on my list. I don't even need to tell them who all's on it. I just need to keep that for my own information. You guys just need to put the team name in your soapbox, and it's easy. It's really, really easy, and they may or may not email me and ask me for individual calls or not. I don't know. I've never done this before. I think it's neat, and I would like to call the team name something like YLOpNet. And if we get more than 5 gals that are interested, I'll do YLOpNet 1 and YLOpNet 2 and YLOpNet 3 and YLOpNet 4, Team 1, Team 2, Team 3, Team 4, something like that. But let me know. Let me know if you ladies are interested. You can put it in here. Let me pause for reset. And I'll put something up about that onto the OpNet Facebook group. I can register the team anytime before the start of the contest. So if you're interested, if you want to play this contest, you might as well. And it'll be a good chance to try something new if you've never done a sprint. And if you have done a sprint, this is a fun one. This is a good one. I'm kind of excited about this. When you go to the rules page and you scroll down, it says the dates are for the 2nd, and you're like, wait a minute, what? Well, in the body of the rules, it still has the 2017 spring sprint dates in there. Ignore that. At the top of the rules page, it has the dates. It says the next single sideband, North American single sideband sprint will be. Those dates are corrected as this weekend. So when I started reading down the rules, I went, "Aw, I missed out." And then I looked again and I realized, I did this weekend. I can actually do this. I'm actually going to be able to do this one. So it'll be awesome. I think we'd like to see if we can't get y'all on there and do a team. So if you're interested, respond in the chat or over on the NARFL Do Drop In chat or on our Facebook page or here or whatever. Again, the website, so you can check it out, it is ssbsprint.com. ssbsprint.com. I'll also welcome you to email myself or Catherine AC4L at our call signs at arrl.net. Our email address is also on our QRZ page under AG4YL, which is me, and Catherine AC4YL. So let's have some fun, ladies. Come on. Get everybody riled up. So I'm going to pass this over to Catherine AC4YL and see if she has anything else that she would like to add to this, or if she would like to take over, or what she would like to do. I think I've run it long enough.
Well, thanks, Melanie. I appreciate that. And like Melanie said, please come play North America Single Sideband Sprint this weekend with us. And it's very easy to do and a lot of fun. And check out the website, explore it. Again, as she mentioned, we'll post the links for all the information you need on the WildOpNet Facebook group. And so you'll be able to see that and comment there if you want to join the team, or email us. Just let us know. If you can let us know by tomorrow evening, that would be great. And by the way, it doesn't matter where you are physically located. You can play single sideband sprint from wherever the closest ham station is to you that has access to 20 meters, 40 meters, and 80 meters. Obviously within your band limits, depending on what license class that you have. But encourage you to get on, play, even if it's just for 30 minutes or an hour. There's nothing wrong with that. Get on there and experience a sprint and what it's like, and just put the team information while up in the box there. But again, we'll post all that information on the WildOpNet Facebook group. So look for that post. We will get that up there this evening. And so look for that. Comment if you'd like to be a part of the team. And again, you play it just like you would play the contest on your own. You just put the team name that we'll let you know in the Facebook group. Put that team name in the appropriate section when you submit your log, and that way that your score will add to the total team score. So get out there and play some radio this weekend, no matter how long or short a period of time that you have. Okay, we have a really nice group here this evening, and several gals that are new, either new to the net or new to ham radio or both. So again, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to those of you that are just joining us for the first time. I think this is Carrie's first time, KN4JAK, and Carrie, we're glad you're able to get your Echolink connection working and set up. That's awesome. And I believe this is April's first time joining us as well. So we'd like to extend that warm welcome to you and everyone else that is joining us for the first time this evening. We hope you're able to come back. This net, again, meets every Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. So even when the time changes, it's always here on the ALARA Conference at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we try to post reminders, again, on the WildOpNet Facebook group to help. I didn't get that reminder out really all that early today. Work has been a bit busy, pretty much non-stop for the last couple of weeks since I've pretty much taken a former coworker's job on in addition to my already workload. So I'm basically doing two people's job myself right now. So work is a bit hectic and it's pretty draining for me, so I apologize if for not getting that reminder out earlier today, but we'll try to keep that going. This net is being recorded right now. I believe Warren may have the recording going. I don't believe it's being live streamed this evening, however, but encourage you to subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. You can go check that out. You can listen to past nets. There's some really good helpful educational nets there where we've talked about setting up Echolink and some basic settings that you'll want to do. That was a two-part net. It is labeled as such, so if you're looking through the former nets, you can find the ones that are titled Echolink Part 1 and Part 2, and you will get some information on how to set certain settings in your Echolink to get the most out of it. Let me pause for a reset. Okay, so a couple other ones that have been posted up there. There's some good ones on contests. I think we covered contest rules for, I can't remember if it was CQ Worldwide or North American QSO Party, one of the two. And we actually did some sample exchanges on the net to help you get an idea of what contesting is like. So if you've never contested before, please check that out as well. You can find that net, and I believe it is labeled. One of these days I'll go through them and put more of a description on each of them so that you gals know as you're hunting through and you want to go back and listen to one, you can find it more easily. Again, another one of those things that's on the list as soon as I get some time. So anyway, with that, I think you've heard enough from us for now, so let's open it up to the group and see if anybody has any comments, announcements, news, updates, or you just want to say hello to the group. So if you have something that you want to bring up this evening, please throw your call out and I will pass the mic to you. AC4YL.
WB1ARU.
Please, go ahead, Ann.
Oh, good evening to all, especially to you guys, Melanie and Catherine, for your excellent net control job. Just wanted to clarify on the YL HF activity. I'm hesitating to call it a net because a net implies that you're going to be listening for a single net control. And I'm really, really hoping that this will generate YL activity across the country, around the world, wherever. As the days get longer, as we approach into the summer, 20 meters will be more agreeable to this activity, I know, from previous experience. And I am changing it to Wednesday night. I was having great difficulty getting on Thursday evenings. My schedule was just messing me up, so I'm changing it to Wednesday. That doesn't mean people can't get on Thursday if they want to. No stopping that. But I'm trying to promote it as an activity night. It's because not everyone is going to hear everyone else. I don't want people sitting there saying, well, I can only hear one station, so I'm not going to say anything. Because if people can get conversations going back and forth between them, if everybody doesn't hear everybody else, that's okay, and people can always move off frequency if they want to or whatever. just trying to make a starting point for HF activity for YL. So I did get some good signal reports from some OMs last night. I did talk to some YLs as well. I talked to Margaret and to Carol. And actually, Carol recorded part of our QSO, and it's up on Facebook. So you can go to one of the pages. I forget which one she put it on, but it's there. Recorded our part of our conversation. So anyway, I also worked. There was Gail in Tennessee was on. Dot AC4HH was on. I could not hear her in Tennessee, but Carol did, and Carol and Margaret couldn't hear each other. But anyway, we worked around. But I did have signal reports from Arizona, Mississippi, and Colorado, and Hawaii from 4 OMs while I was on the frequency. So I know I was being heard, so the YLs just weren't on. So my point being, get on the air, and there is propagation. End of soapbox. WB1ARU. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks very much, Ann. It's always good to hear how the HFnet is going. So I second Ann's comments. You know, get on the air if you can and experience HF. I know some of you are fairly new. You're getting upgraded to your general class license, and you have privileges on more bands on HF and larger areas of the band, the voice section of the band. And I think it was Ann that had commented, made a very good point. On that recording is you don't know if people can hear you until you transmit. So if everybody goes, oh, the band's dead, and doesn't even try because band conditions report they're meh, you don't know till you try and get out there and call CQ. That's part of the fun and excitement, and I kind of like to relate playing radio is with fishing. If any of you gals like to fish, you know, you don't know if the fish are biting until you throw your bait in the water. So, you know, get out there and play some radio. 14.288 at 0100 UTC on Wednesday evenings. So check it out, and if you and as Ann mentioned, if you tune in and you wait and you're not hearing anyone after a period of time, go ahead and call CQYL, and perhaps someone on the frequency that may be might be able to hear you, that can hear you know, two sides of the QSO and be able to relay you in to the group and give you an opportunity to say hello to other folks that the other YLs on frequency can hear. So it's a lot of fun to experience HF and have fun and try to connect that way. So check it out, and thanks, Ann. You may have to keep reminding us that it's on Wednesday so we can get used to that. So thanks, Ann, for that, and if you can keep posting those reminders in all the Facebook groups, I'm sure it'll hit every YL wherever they're connected there. Okay, in answer to Dawn's question, yes, Dawn, that is 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So currently the Eastern time zone is 4 hours behind UTC. So 9 o'clock p.m. would be 0100 UTC. And just to really throw this into the mix, it's technically 0100 UTC Thursday is 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Wednesday. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. But on Wednesday evenings, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern or 0100 UTC Thursday morning on 14288. Check it out. Hey, you know, it's part of the fun of ham radio, and the challenges is trying to get used to the times and UTC, and that's what's so great about it. You really have to exercise your brain and keep it active. So, all right, let's open it back up to the group and see if anybody else has announcements, comments, or any general ham questions that you have for the group, or you just want to say hello and introduce yourself if you're new, or just say hi to everybody here, feel free to do that as well. Just throw your call out now. This is AC4YL.
AC8PKY.
All right, Linda. Well, good evening. Glad you're able to pop in here while you're on your trip there in Vegas. How's it going, Linda?
It's going great. I had to laugh about your comment with the time zones, because to get here we had to go through 4 time zones. Central, Eastern, Central, and Pacific. But it's been a great trip. Yesterday we did the west rim of the Grand Canyon, and today we did the Hoover Dam. We did the Powerhouse tour because they didn't recommend doing the dam tour for somebody like me who can't get down up and down steps too well. But we're having a good time, and we're still going to make it to Gigaparts. Saturday probably. Tomorrow we're off to the drag races. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to you. This is KCAPKY.
All right. Well, thanks, Linda. So you heard Linda, ladies. If you want anything from Gigaparts, she'll be going on Saturday. So you got till tomorrow to email her your shopping list. Oh, man. All right. Very good, Linda. Well, hey, maybe you can get a picture of you and your OM there at Gigaparts, and hey, post it on the group there. See how y'all are doing out there doing your ham radio stuff. So cool. Awesome. Ann, W1AYL, has joined us this evening. Welcome, Ann. It's good to see you. And Ann is located in New Hampshire. So we're glad you were able to make it this evening. All right, let's open it back up to the group. Anybody else have comments or general ham questions or announcements or updates or anything you want to say to the group this evening? Please call now.
This is W3LEO.
Please go ahead, Leah.
Good evening, ladies. 2 different things. Next Friday the 13th. Oh dear, Friday the 13th. If any of you ladies that live near the area, I will be at Green Country Hamfest in Claremore, Oklahoma, which is northeast of Tulsa. We will have a couple booths and tables set up there. I have a friend that's also going to have some custom amateur radio. Our hashtag HamChicksRule bumper sticker will be there, so if you're wanting one. But I have other fun news. As you know that I am part of this amateur radio club, CORA, Central Oklahoma Radio Amateurs. We put on Ham Holiday, which is the last weekend of July. Well, this year we have basically scored one of the greatest guest speakers, Valerie Hotsfield, in B9L, from Ham Nation. She will be our guest speaker, banquet speaker, and will get to hang out with us in Oklahoma City July 27th and 28th. So if any ladies are around the area or you want to come out, she's going to be here for that weekend. So I finally got confirmation with her, and we invited her last month. So we're just excited. But anyways, back to Net Control, W3LEO.
All right, fantastic, Leah. Well, again, post some pictures to the WildOpNet Facebook group of your trip there. We'd love to see you gals hanging out and visiting and being able to talk some radio. So cool. That's very exciting. Awesome. Well, I hope that goes well for you guys and you get good weather and have a good time. All right. Who else has any announcements or general ham radio questions for the group? Please call now.
This is WA4YL.
Well, good evening, Dawn. Please go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to say hello to everybody in the group. I've been having a lot of trouble with Spectrum over here and getting disconnected. So if you see me popping in and out of different nodes, that's the reason. Getting very frustrated, and I want everybody to listen out for me on 20 meters or better on Saturday, 'cause I'll be running the Florida State Parks on the air, and I also going to be at the EOC also for my meeting, so I might not be on the Florida State Parks on the air until the afternoon on Saturday. WA4YL. Back to net control.
All right, fantastic, Dawn. Well, sounds like you guys are going to have a lot of fun. Get Chris to take a picture of you and you post it up to the group for us so we can see you in action there, working some cues. So you've been busy on the radio lately too. Saw you had we're checking out your QRZ page, and you got a few recent logs in your logbook. So you're having fun working with that antenna you got up now and got that back up and in the mix. So fantastic, Dawn. Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. Cool. All right. Who else has something you want to tell the group this evening or ask the group? So please call now.
Hi, this is Judy, KE7IXI. Hey, Linda, I'm happy you made it to Arizona. That's just super. I bet the weather wasn't too warm yet, but it's starting to warm up down here in the valley. I just wanted to say when I first started talking on the air, I had a hard time with my voice. A lot of people weren't hearing it. I did say it nice and slow. And my husband and I, we usually do the pounce and move on type deal. It seems to work quite well for us, but you just got to put your call sign out there. That's what I find out, and eventually someone does hear you. And I'm having a really fun time talking on the radio, and I hope you all are too. Back to Nat.
Well, that's fantastic, Judy, and so glad you made it this week. It's good to hear you, and yeah, right on. That's what ham radio is all about, having fun, and there's so much value in amateur radio. All you have to do is participate. Get in there and get on the air, and get on the radio and call CQ. You never know who's out there that might come back to you, and you might even be surprised. So get out there and call CQ and have some fun. Find nets. There are all kinds of nets. Here on Echolink, if you don't have a radio yet, or you're a technician class, licensed class, and you don't have an HF radio yet, Echolink is a great resource to use. You can access any repeater or node that has an Echolink connection that's up and live and open. You can connect and say hello. And by the way, when you get onto Echolink, most repeaters will announce you, and that way people know you connected. So if you connect to a repeater and somebody comes back to say hello, and don't be surprised or shocked. They know you're on because the repeater announced you connected via Echolink to that repeater. So it's good to know that if your local repeater has an Echolink connection, and you want to hear that and how that works, just connect to, turn on your radio, and then connect to your own repeater on Echolink, and you can see what that announcement sounds like if you've never heard it. But just wanted to kind of throw that out and let you gals know, because some people don't realize that it announces you, and, don't panic. There's nobody spying. It just announced that you connected. So, all right. Looks like Melanie has a comment, so let's pass it on over. AG4YL, please go ahead.
Okay, good evening again, ladies, and yes, I'm back. I wanted to make a couple comments, first of all, as to Anne and the comment about calling the HFnet a net. I agree about the connotations in the word net, and just where it started off is it a traffic net? Is it a conversational net? And you do expect it to be more formal, especially in your case where you're just trying to get WILES active on the radio. So maybe it can be a WILE HF get together. How's that? So the WILE HF get together, who is sort of hosted. How's that? That's a net control, hosted by NWB1ARU, but of course you can go off and mingle as you like throughout the whole little party at Get Together. And that might be a good way to put it. And yeah, Catherine Ann makes sure that she puts that up on the WILE OpNet page, Facebook page, and over on the WILE Facebook page. So I see it when it comes up, and by just making it short and sweet, you can get that really cool, colorful background and a nice big block, nice big letters in there. So it shows that really nicely. So I have noticed that coming through on the WILE up page, and it's great. It's a great reminder. I was glad that it worked out really good for you Wednesday before last, and that you did it again yesterday. And Anne added that she also spoke with a relatively new ham, Carla VE5YAK, last night. So that's just fantastic. Second thing I did want to mention is that, yeah, you did post it, and I'm glad you do. I just put in the Echolink side, and Catherine can take what she wants to put, that sprint.com/tips-tricks. Go to that page and check out the special QSY rule and the twofer. Really interesting, and it'll explain things a little bit better about the exchange and how it can work for you. Pause for reset. And yeah, speaking of the weather, I do not know what's happening with the Arctic front, but the last couple of days we had a storm 2-3 nights ago, and then the winds came. And with the winds came cold weather. Beautiful, but windy and quite cold, considering that we were, up in the mid-70s to 80s just a few days ago. And now it's, barely getting above 60. So, yeah, weather is doing some weird stuff. Anyway, I also wanted to mention, besides putting that link in there, to check out that link, the Tips and Tricks page, the special QSY rule, and the twofer. Super, super interesting, and will explain everything and make things so much easier. The other thing I wanted to mention was a comment on what Catherine was saying about repeaters that have Echolink nodes. You can go into your Echolink, and it's easier to do this on a computer, but you can do this on your tablet or phone. And if you click on node types, and then you click on repeaters, you'll see a whole repeater list. Don't be alphabetical by repeater call sign. You can scroll down there and look at all the repeaters that have Echolink notes. Now, whether they're working or not, they have a note. But sometimes they do go up and down like repeaters do, so you're never sure. But if for some reason, for instance, in the case of this net, if we have some of our hams out there that want to listen in to the net on the repeater, they can simply link into Echolink on the repeater through Echolink. And I know you can come to the ALARA Conference, and we encourage that, but you get what I'm saying. People can also use Echolink, like she said, to access the repeater and hear all kinds of stuff. The best thing that I like about this, and I heard this in the morning, let me pause for reset, I'll finish this thought. My favorite thing that I liked about the NF4G repeater having a Echolink link on it was that hams that wanted to keep in on the morning chat on the repeater. A lot of hams go to work, they get on the repeater and have the morning chat, and it's like a regular, round robin style, almost like a little net going on there. Everybody's taking turns and chatting, and everybody knows everybody. And if you wanted to get in on that and you were at home and you didn't want to go down to your car, your handheld really isn't getting it at home, but you wanted to have that chat on the repeater, you can just find your repeater Echolink node and go ahead and connect up to your repeater if it has a node, and you can chat with the rest of your morning drive friends on the way to work, or catch up with the folks in the club, and you can do it sitting at home on your computer or on your tablet or on your phone, and you don't have to worry about trying to make that repeater from your QTH, or trying to use it with a handheld or whatever. You can just make that repeater and join in on your local club or the morning drive folks as they go in. So that's basically all I had for y'all, and I'm going to try to go over to the Facebook page and see if I can put up some of this information, and that's probably it. I'm going to go ahead and send this back over to Catherine and Annette. This is AG4YL.
All right, very good, Melanie. Well, thank you very much for that reminder. And, of course, Melanie mentioned linking your repeater to an Echolink node, which is very doable. Just a couple of things to note if you are exploring that or want to try that out, and you're looking through the Echolink guide, user's guide, and trying to figure out how to do that. You can do it using what's called DTMF codes on your, if you've got a handheld that has that built in, that feature, or a hand mic as part of a mobile radio that has that feature built in. You can link a repeater into Echolink. However, if you're going to do so, you want to be courteous and announce to folks on the repeater that you are linking in to an Echolink node, because what happens is everything that's transmitted on that local repeater is also now transmitted on that Echolink node while it is connected, and vice versa. So if you connect to a conference such as this one that may have several other connections linked into it, this is hosted by the Adelaide Reflector, so there may be other connections into this node, for example. So they will all be linked to the repeater as well. So anything transmitted on that on the Echolink end and whatever is connected in will also be transmitted. So it's courtesy to let folks know that are monitoring the repeater that you're going to link in, and don't forget to unlink when you are finished. So some things to keep in mind. If you're not sure, please check with whoever manages your local repeater. It's always a good idea to ask them too what they would prefer you to do. So keep those things in mind, because you don't want to be the one that connected up to an Echolink node and left the connection going and forgot to disconnect it, and a net comes on and perhaps nobody on the repeater wants to hear that net, but then they can't get in because it's linked in and they can't exchange on the local repeater. So just be courteous. Keep those things in mind. If you're not sure, if you have questions, check with whoever manages your local repeater. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you and help you learn about that. Okay, we'd like to say good evening to Rhea and to RJ, who's also joined us this evening. Good evening, Rhea. We've got just a few minutes left, so we're just catching up with everybody. We had already discussed the North American Single Sideband Sprint going on this Saturday. I encourage all of you to participate in. And if you would like to be a part of the WILE-OP team for that event, please reply to the message on Facebook that Melanie's going to try and get posted for us this evening, and let us know, or shoot us an email, or get us a message somehow by carrier pigeon, but let us know if you can, so that we can add you to the team. And you will need to make sure when you submit your log that you put the team name on your log submission so that they apply your score to the total team score as well. Okay, let's open it back up to the group and see if anybody else has any general ham radio related questions for the group. You just want to say hello to everyone, or you have an announcement or news or something that you want to share with the group, please call now.
CE3VHT.
Well, good evening, April. Please go ahead.
Hi, I have a question about keeping track of QSOs. As I stated, I got my license back in February, so I'm very, very new. And that's something, passing the exam, we were concentrating on more of the technical things and so forth. And I have yet to, I don't know how to keep track other than writing them down. What are your recommendations as far as, a QSO log so that I can keep track of the people that I'm talking to? Back to the
Okay, April, that is an excellent question, and I'm glad you brought that up for some of the other hams that may also be new. So, like you mentioned, you want to be able to keep a log. So, we recommend using an electronic logging program of some sort. Now, there are numerous logging programs out there, so how do you choose one? Well, you have to kind of download several and try them out. Most of them have if there's a charge to purchase it, there's usually a trial version where they'll let you use it for 30 days, or some let you put in a certain number of contacts before you have to purchase either that particular log or a suite of logs. Some that you might want to check out, and hopefully you can write these down if you have a way to write them down. N3FJP, that's n3fjp.com, is an excellent logging program. That particular one, you want to download what's called AC log. That's the general contact log, amateur contact log. They also have several logs for individual contests and events. So the advantage to having individual contest logs as opposed to putting your contest contacts in your general log is it narrows down just the information you need to collect for that contest. So if you're new to contesting, it makes it much easier. The forms are much simpler. So n3fjp.com, you can go online. It will allow you to, you can download it, install it, and it will allow you to put in up to 30 contacts before you need to register and purchase that log program. Another popular one is N1MM. Rhea N2RJ is a big N1MM user and can help you with questions that you have as far as that program goes. There's also one called Log4OM. And Melanie was kind enough to put some of these names there in the Echolink chat. So those are a few. Let me pause for a reset. Okay, so those are a few. There's several more out there. I won't get into any more right now because I don't want to get you too overwhelmed. But N3FJP, I would definitely check out. N1MM, you should definitely check out. And Log4OM, would highly recommend you check out. And if you have questions or need more information, please feel free to post additional questions on the WildOpNet Facebook group. The gals love to come back and help you out, and we'll answer questions and help you get going. With that, we are out of time for the net this evening, so we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Melanie, for doing a great job of talking about that. And in the meantime, April, until you get your electronic log program, there's always paper. Just make sure you write down the time, start time and end time of the QSO. And by the way, when you log time, it's always in UTC, so you want to log that in UTC time. And the call sign that you worked, and what frequency or band you worked them on, 20 meters, 40 meters, 10 meters, and the frequency that you worked them on. Okay, so with that, we've got to wrap it up here. So I want to thank everybody for joining us this evening. We want to remind you, please visit our WildOpNet Facebook group. Post there. Post pictures, post questions, get a conversation going there. We'd like to thank Lauren, KC9ZHV, for recording this net whenever possible. And we would also like to thank ALARA for the use of this Echolink conference node, the North Fulton Amateur Radio League for their Do-Drop-In chat room, and all who are linked and listening for your ongoing support of this net. This is Catherine, AAC4YL, closing the WildOpNet and returning the ALARA conference node back to normal use. 33 ladies, thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
33, everyone. See you all next week. Great net tonight. WA4YL.
Dawn, take care. Good to hear from you. And say hi to everybody down there for us.
Well, no, good night, everyone. WA4YL.